Hello there! For those who see me for the first time, my name is Sarah and I'm a database designer and web developer. Today is the day 10 of 30-day challenge of talking to the camera. In case you are watching this on YouTube, the rest of the videos you can find on my website or on my PeerTube channel. Links are in the description. Alright, so today I'll go off the road compared to what is scheduled in the challenge, and I'll talk about why I'm betting on open source. A bit of a disclaimer, I've been using Linux on and off for the past 24 years. That means I've been into open source before Firefox was called Firefox. And at the time, downloading a CD with a Linux distribution was not exactly time and money on the phone bill well spent. At least not in the Central Europe, where high-speed internet over cable was not really a thing until more recently. Now that I'm an adult and not a teenager anymore, I am still betting on open source, and not just because of a habit. One of my fears about software is vendor lock-in. That's something which happens. At the moment, I'm partially locked into Apple's ecosystem. I say partially because for some of my devices using Apple's cloud is difficult by design. The reason why I'm partially locked into that ecosystem is because a couple of years ago, in the previous decade, Apple's VoiceOver was the best screen reader at the time that did not cost a lot more than I could afford. And yes, Windows with JAWS were at the time more expensive than Mac with its free VoiceOver. There is a possibility of vendor lock-in with open source as well, but there is one difference. With enough people, the vendor lock-in is harder to achieve because with enough people it is possible to fork the application and continue development in parallel. At this point, I would like to acknowledge that having enough people to do just that might be too hard. So it's not a silver bullet. Another reason why I am betting on open source is the current political climate. When I look at the major vendors of computer systems, a lot of them are based in North America, which is not ideal with current administration in the United States of America. Also, we have had already Schrems 1, 2 and 3. Those are rulings by European Court of Justice about privacy protection for Europeans. And there is always a possibility that more will follow. So the values between US companies and EU are not as compatible as they seem, and there might be a time when Windows or Mac computers are not sellable for whatever reason in EU. At that moment, Linux and bunch of BSD systems will be the only things that are available. Also, there are some alternatives to Google-based Android systems, so we could always use those. I use one on my Fairphone and it is called /e/OS, I think, and it comes from France. My goal with the second reason is not to cause a panic. It is just a sobering reality that possibility of, let's say, Microsoft pushing Copilot in the EU and getting subsequently banned is not impossible, especially considering Microsoft's behavior around Copilot these days. There is supposed to be a third reason, but vendor lock-in, politics and privacy cover the basic talking points that I have on this topic. Thank you for watching. That's all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!